For one day in July, some of the world's best athletes descend upon the world's most electrifying city, New York, New York. Like the song goes, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And these athletes have come from around the world to make it big. Big Apple big. But these aren't just any athletes, these are triathletes. Masters of 3 disciplines, swimming, cycling, and running. Their dogged training matches the relentless pace of the city that never sleeps. On this one day, they'll splash down in the mighty Hudson River, hammer the highways of Manhattan and the Bronx, and run the unrelenting hills of Central Park, chasing down that iconic finish line in the heart of the city. To get there, they'll give their hearts, their bodies, and their souls. They'll welcome pain on the sweltering pavement, delivering more than they knew their muscles and lungs had to give, all for the title of triathlete. This is the 2015 Panasonic New York City Triathlon. Welcome to the 2015 Panasonic New York City Triathlon. I'm Dave Ragsdale, along with my partner Carla Bruning. Good morning, Carla.
Good morning, Dave.
Going to be a hot time in New York today, huh?
You bet it is. It is shaping up to be one of the hottest races in the 15-year history of the New York City Triathlon. We have the heat index going above 100 today and humidity also above 80%. Have you seen anything like this?
We've had a couple of years, but it's been pretty warm. But you know, the beautiful thing is the forecast has been consistent. Athletes are not surprised by this. They've been able to prepare to get their hydration strategy, and today is all about celebrating. We've got a great field of people, and from the greatest pros to the common man, right?
That's right. Weather isn't the only story here. We have 4,000 athletes, each of whom have their own reason for being here, and I can't wait to see them out in the rivers of the Hudson River and the mean streets of New York.
Let's check out the course. Today's race will have athletes jumping into the Hudson River for a 1,500 meter, just about 1 mile swim, current aided. They'll be out before they know it.
From there, they have a quick transition to the 40-kilometer, about 25-mile bike ride up the West Side Highway through Manhattan and into the Bronx for a quick tour before they head back down to central Manhattan, where they'll get ready to run.
Out of transition, athletes will head across 72nd Street, 5 miles inside Central Park, and all the way to the finish line at Dead Road. As if a triathlon wasn't challenge enough, these athletes get to swim in the Hudson River, ride the West Side Highway, and run in Central Park. Truly an iconic day in New York City, right?
It is, and we have a stellar field of professional women here to take on the New York City Triathlon, including a few past champions. Let's take a look.
I'm Laurel Wassner, and I am the first cancer survivor to win a professional triathlon.
My name is Alicia Kay. My proudest accomplishment is winning the Lifetime Tri-Series in 2013 and 2014.
My name's Lauren Goss. I raced St. Croix 70.3, where I came away with the win.
My goal this year is to win it. I've raced here so many times, I've gotten close.
I pretty much love adverse conditions. Anytime it's hot, extreme, windy, cold, rainy, I love it.
The best triathletes in the world come to race in New York City, and this year is no different.
Alicia Kay, she's dominant over this distance, so she's always a threat.
So to come back to New York City and have the opportunity to try and defend my title, I try to put the entire field in as much pain as possible. Feeling good and excited, and hopefully I can do one better in the equalizer this year.
Our professional women who will lead off in this equalizer format make their way down to the seawall, about to be introduced, and head down to the start barge.
As these athletes get ready to enter the water, you know that nerves are high, they are anxious. These pros are thinking about a win, and all of the people behind them are thinking about just making it to that finish line.
Absolutely. The interesting thing about this format is the fact that they're not only racing against each other, but 11 minutes and 37 seconds behind them, the men are going to be racing after them. So there's almost double pressure in this race.
That's right. And you know that Alicia Kay, last year's winner, will probably feel like she has a target on her back, knowing that those men are coming for her.
Yeah, this is the second time we've had this equalizer format here at the Panasonic New York City Triathlon. And boy, the butterflies are all gone. It's all race all the time as our women get ready to go.
And they are off and into the water, out for a quick start. This current really rips, so these athletes will have a huge help getting down the Hudson.
As our women make their way downstream, stay tuned for the men's start and more action here at the Panasonic New York City Triathlon. The 2015 Panasonic New York City Triathlon is brought to you by Panasonic, proud to be the title sponsor of the New York City Triathlon. Shop now at Panasonic.com.
Volley, premium cycling apparel made here in the USA. Proud sponsor of the Panasonic New York City Triathlon.
Welcome back to the 2015 Panasonic New York City Triathlon. Our equalizer format has our women underway, 11 minutes and 37 seconds ahead of the men, so they're downstream while the men are yet to start.
We have Ben Collins, the defending champion, back for another shot at the title. No doubt on his heels will be Cameron Dye, who had a flat on the bike last year. I'm sure he's hoping that he will have smooth riding this year. Let's take a look at the top men's contenders.
My name is Ben Collins. Last year I won the New York City Triathlon and I went on to win the Toyota Triple Crown.
I'm Cam Dye. I'm the three-time Lifetime Series defending champion.
My strategy tomorrow will be to hit it hard from the beginning.
Definitely try and follow just the best guys in the swim, Cam and Ben.
Strategy for me is always pretty much the same. It's going to be swim as fast as I can, ride as fast as I can, and see if I can hold off on the run. You got the defending champion Ben, and then you got a bunch of up-and-comers, Rudy Von Berg and Jason West. I mean, it'll be a legit race.
As our men get introduced down the gangplank to our swim start barge, of course, we're in number one, Ben Collins, right behind him, Cameron Dye. Cam looking to, make up for what happened last year. He wants to be in the race the whole way. He is a solid contender. The rest of the field, Jesse Thomas, a well-known athlete at a, Wildflower winner, and they're, the moment is at hand, the longest gap in racing.
We'll see if these men can catch the women who are 11 minutes ahead of them at this point in the Hudson River. And we're getting ready for the start.
Go to the left of all those age group elite males, right? Athletes, take your mark.
A dive start of this sort is rather unusual. Obviously, the barge being 2 or 3 feet off, but you got to be a good swimmer and a good diver to get that proper start. Big men's field, lots of white water, and already early on, they separate themselves from the field.
That's right. You'll always have, 1 or 2 swimmers sort of head toward the center of the river where the current is strongest. But I will be curious to see if Cameron Dye tries to get out in front on the swim again, much like he did last year. He is one of the strongest swimmers in this field, swam at University of Iowa for 4 years. Or is he going to try to hang back and maybe draft off of Ben Collins?
Hard to say. It's nice to see that our lifeguards are there for the security of every one of our athletes, whether it's our professionals or the thousands of age groupers behind them. Security and safety, of course, paramount. These guys moving along, it hardly looks like they're making an effort.
That's right, though it does look like Cameron Dye has taken the lead in the swim. Once again, he is pushing hard, as you have to do in the Olympic distance. It's really gun to gun the entire time, and he's just glancing around every few strokes to see where he is and where the competition is.
It is a battle. These guys, they're keeping an eye out for each other. Meanwhile, at the head of the women's race, Alicia Kay going hard as possible for as long as possible. That's what she is all about. She's probably opened up a 10 to 12 second gap, which may not seem like much, but it's an eternity in a short swim.
And Lauren Goss is right behind her. We'll see if she'll be able to catch her on the bike or if Alicia Kay is going to hammer it all the way to the finish like she did last year. Professionals, para-triathletes, and age groupers alike come from 36 countries and 46 states to take on the Panasonic New York City Triathlon. Training for 3 sports is a Sisyphean task, requiring countless hours in the pool, on the bike, and on the run. But many of these 4,000 triathletes are no strangers to adversity. Implacable in the face of life's challenges, they have taken up the sport of triathlon to honor, motivate, and inspire themselves and the people around them. Later in the show, we'll meet Jason Horn and Shane Myers, brought together in training by a shared grief. Jorge Olade, a Marine injured in the line of duty who remains always faithful. Gregory Dutton, the principal of New York City's first and only school with a triathlon team. And Anne-Marie DeMonte, a 74-year-old age group pioneer who has raced more than 300 triathlons. But first, Get to know the McRory family, 2 generations of triathletes who have used the Panasonic New York City Triathlon as an annual celebration of life and triumph over death.
I'm Marie McRory. I am a 2-time cancer survivor and 8-time New York City triathlete. The New York City Triathlon is almost like a holiday in my family. It's been a part of our lives for so many years now. We probably got started in the New York City Triathlon in a different way than most people. When I was 10 and a half years old, I was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Obviously, when she was first diagnosed, it was pretty devastating for us because we didn't know what we were facing. It took a couple of weeks for the doctors to realize exactly what cancer she had.
I'm an eternal optimist, and so even though it was scary at times when she was 10 and bald and weighed 53 pounds, I just kept moving forward, and I said, you know, we're going to get through this as a family, and she's going to get through this. And last year too, when she had her thyroid removed, I knew that it would be okay.
This year more than ever, I wanted to raise money specifically for childhood cancer survivors. So I'm working with Fred's team at Memorial Sloan Kettering, who've treated me twice now, and raising money for the survivorship group there.
The New York City Triathlon for us is an annual event where we get to go out and raise money for a great cause and to celebrate our daughter being cured of cancer. In fact, this year being cured of cancer twice.
She's my inspiration. She's our inspiration.
We'll be back with more action after this.
The 2015 Panasonic New York City Triathlon is brought to you by Cliff Bar & Company, official nutrition sponsor of the Panasonic New York City Triathlon, inspiring the adventure in everyone.
Stride, official clothing supplier of the Panasonic New York City Triathlon.
Stride is proud to be the official clothing supplier of the Panasonic New York City Triathlon. Their product is built the right way, fitted without being tight, lightweight without giving up durability, and bold in design to help you be recognized. Designed by athletes, Stride continues to test the limits of their product, never satisfied with the status quo. Take a break from conformity and wear Stride. Check them out at www.strideathletic.com. The Panasonic New York City Triathlon is more than just a swim, bike, and run with events all weekend long. Before the start of the main event, the Sunset Produce Diaper Derby ushers in the next generation of triathletes, pitting baby against smiling baby in a 10-foot crawl, the slowest 2 minutes in sports. The annual underwear run invites 500 strangers to bear nearly all for a 1.7-mile jaunt around Central Park. No transitions, no timing chips, no racing gear, and no clothes allowed. Just lots of skivvies, skin, and fun. At the Sports and Fitness Expo, athletes pick up their bibs, attend race briefings, and check out the dozens of exhibitors showcasing the latest in triathlon gear. It's been a great week for triathletes here in New York City.
Back on the Hudson, and our women are approaching the swim finish. The aiding current, of course, pushing them a lot faster. Normally 1,500 meter swim somewhere in the high teens to low 20s, somewhere in that range, but today they're going to be getting out much quicker. The current as strong as it will be today early on. Alicia Kay up the ramp.
That's right, Alicia is out of the water first in 13 minutes and 44 seconds. Shortly behind her, we have Lauren Goss in 13:53, and then Laurel Wassner in 14:02.
They are working very hard. They know the clock is ticking not only in their race, but in this equalizer format, the differential between they and the men, and they have no idea what's going on behind them at this moment, and they don't have the time. A big run, so it's swim, run, bike run, really, isn't it?
That's right. These professionals have about 700 meters to run from the water to their bikes in transition, so, no time to lose.
And no shoes either. On quickly go the helmets, of course. Professional athletes, they've got their shoes in the pedals. Watch this mount. Athletes at home, don't do this at a race unless you practiced it in your front yard or your driveway. It is not the easiest thing to do, but as professionals, they make it look so easy. On the bike she goes, and away she goes.
That's right, and it's no surprise that Alicia Kay is out in the lead still after the swim, and onto the bike. She is our defending champion. Off she goes.
There she goes out of Riverside Park and in fast pursuit. Lauren Goss, meanwhile, back at the men's field again. We talked about Cam Dye, the collegiate swimmer, but Ben Collins right on his heels. Rudy Von Berg right there as well. Nobody's giving any quarter to anybody else. There is a small preem, $500 bonus, fastest out of the water. So there's a little way to cash a check even before the race is done.
Not only is there a preem for the fastest swim, but if these men are able to catch the women, the winning man gets a $3,000 bonus.
Let's take a look at our clocks. According to our calculation, they've made up almost 2 minutes in the 1,500-meter swim. This does not bode well for the women's field.
The men are out of the water. Once again, Cam Dye is leading in 11:54. Right behind him, Ben Collins and Rudy Von Berg, each in about 12 minutes on that swim course.
11:54. I guess the current was pushing him downstream a bit. What do you think?
Just a little bit.
Oh, man. But they know to expect that, and again, the clock is ticking.
And these professional athletes, they're training these transitions. They're not just practicing the swimming, biking, and running. They're seeing how quickly they can get their sunglasses on, helmets on, and out on that bike.
Rudy Von Berg third out of the water, but right there neck and neck with Cam Dye quickly out. Look at Cam. Oh, man, a little dance out of there out of his speed suit. Rudy's first out onto the promenade, but it's early, very early.
It's early in the race. They have 25 miles on that bike yet to go. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see this lineup shaken up a little bit yet.
Our pro men head out onto the West Side Highway, the bike underway. Meanwhile, up at the swim start, lots of action yet to take place. Let's take a moment and meet one of our featured athletes.
My name is Jorge Alberto Olalde. I'm currently a United States Marine, and I am due to retire in 1 month. I joined the Marine Corps in 1995, August the 2nd. I did eight deployments. I did 1 deployment to Iraq, and my last deployment was out to Afghanistan.
Wait.
And consequently, I was injured there in 2011. I stepped on the pressure plate. I went up in the air. It felt like 1,000 hammers had just hit me on my foot, and they realized that my ankle had come out of the socket.
Tell me I did not lose my ankle. Tell me I didn't lose my ankle. Tell me I didn't lose my ankle. Pull back.
Surgeries, recovering. After about a year, I think I came to that realization that I was either gonna walk or I was gonna have my foot amputated. The advantage of being in this fine service in the Marine Corps is that, you get taught a lot of discipline. Most importantly, you get taught the ability to endure a lot of pain. And I'm just thankful that I learned those traits throughout my career. While we were actually in Afghanistan, we were training for the half Ironman. So I always had that in the back of my head that I need to get back out there and be able to compete. Probably about 2 years ago, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you because I was lost. I really was. I was lost, and the sport has brought a sense of understanding, a sense of belonging, to something as great as this. So that's how the sport's helped me.
I feel like $1 million. Wouldn't be any other place but this, bro.
New York City Triathlon is such a phenomenal event. It means satisfaction, it means accomplishment, it means many things. Being able to just get out there and challenge myself, it's a feeling I can't describe.
Wow, that's just one of the more inspirational stories here in the field at the Panasonic New York City Triathlon.
We are really proud that today there are 40 para-triathletes competing today. We also have 25 athlete handlers, some of whom are Accenture employees. The athlete handlers play a really important role in the race by helping the athletes with transitions, and they form a very, very close bond with these athletes. The Challenged Athletes Foundation and the athletes who perform in this race truly represent high performance, and we're delighted to be able to support them.
The 2015 Panasonic New York City Triathlon is brought to you by Accenture. We'll be back with more action after this. Welcome back to the 2015 Panasonic New York City Triathlon. As a quick recap, our women got underway, leading the equalizer format, 11:37 ahead of the men, just a little before 6 o'clock this morning.
That's right. The men are charged with the task of chasing down the women. They got into the water and off to a quick start with Cam Dye leading the charge. Fast swim in the Hudson River with those currents. What should take 20 minutes took just under 14 for the women and 12 for the men.
A quick run from the swim exit into transition, not quite a half mile. A quick change of costume, and on the bikes they go up to the West Side Highway. Next up for our athletes, 40K, about 25 miles of hardcore biking. Alicia Kay with the early lead on this 40K bike course. As we know, Alicia's MO is to go hard, swim, and bike. If you want to beat me, you're going to be in a lot of pain. Meanwhile, Lauren Goss giving a good chase.
That's right. Lauren Goss is right on her tail, and these women have a pretty challenging course up ahead. These are rolling hills, about 1,500 feet of elevation gain and another 1,500 feet of elevation loss. They're going to roll the whole time up into the Bronx.
Lauren Goss saying, hey, Alicia, I'm your match right now, so come and get me.
Do we think that's a move for the race?
Well, it's a move for right now, that's for sure.
Lauren Goss looking strong, looking like she's pretty determined. Now, there's no drafting allowed in this race format, so athletes have to get clear of each other pretty quickly.
Ideally, they want to shift the gears like you would in a car, but every now and then you just grind it up to keep the speed going, keep the momentum going, and here they go. Meanwhile, on the men's side, Cam Dye putting the hammer down. This guy is one of the most fearsome Olympic distance cyclists, but no quarter to Ben Collins right behind them in the back again. Ben has raced this race. This is his third time, so he has some knowledge about this course that Cam has yet to learn.
And when you're on a course like this with these hills that roll like this, if you know them and you know how to work them, you know where to anticipate them, you're absolutely at an advantage.
Did you notice Ben looking over? He knows where Cam is. He's wondering if anybody else is nearby, and he realizes, it's the two of us, brother. We're going to go at it all day to the finish line.
While these two athletes may be here to win, we have many more athletes coming up at the Panasonic New York City Triathlon who are here for something more. Here are two triathletes who have come together in the face of the greatest pain.
My name is Shane Myers, and I live in New York City. When I was 5 months pregnant, my husband and I had plans to go to the doctor to find out the gender of our baby. We went, we found out we were having a girl, we were ecstatic. We called all of our family and our friends, and the day was really perfect, and sorry. And then out of nowhere, he had a heart attack and he died. And I tried to save him, and I just couldn't.
Do you want to play with that one?
I had my daughter. I named her after my husband. Her name is Tyler, and she's beautiful and wonderful, and she's a lot like her father. It's been bittersweet, sort of like everything on this journey. Not having him in the delivery room was difficult, but I felt him like I feel him with everything.
My name's Jason Horn. We just had a baby, my wife and I. We're living in New York City, enjoying this new experience with our little one, and she was diagnosed with a very rare form of breast cancer. she battled, we battled, we went to the top hospitals in the country. Nobody could get ahead of it, after chemotherapy and surgery and the whole 9 yards. And then 9 months later, she lost the fight. Reached out to a group, like a young widowers, and through seeking that out, I heard about Shane's story and reached out to her.
We became fast friends, and we started, talking via email and texting and then on the phone, and then we met and we started spending time together.
And in meeting, we very quickly, it just felt like home, to see my daughter really connect with both of them and to feel that connection myself, and real fast felt like the place that we needed to be.
Meeting Jason and Lena has completely changed my life and my daughter's life. We went from being two people with tragedies and broken families to now coming together and building a family. As four, it was, as we call it, as six, because we always include Tyler and Sarah on everything. So we spend time together, we travel together, we laugh together, we cry together. Everything we do is together, and it's wonderful. It's our first triathlon together. We did the New York City Half Marathon together, and we've done a handful of races in both California and New York. And we are nervous. We're both nervous.
It's all about the adventure, I think. Just living life and having good experiences.
At the darkest hours, you see nothing but just darkness. And I think that for me, my daughter was my light. And for Jason, Lena was his light, but now Tyler, Jason, and Lena are my light. And it shines so bright. And I never would have thought that this is where we would have wound up, all of us. But we're here and we're family, and it's wonderful. And we're lucky to have found each other.
Shane and Jason, we wish you well, and we're happy to have you here in the race. Stay tuned for more action from the Panasonic New York City Triathlon.
Don't miss your chance to be a part of history. Enter the 2016 Panasonic New York City Triathlon. The registration lottery opens Sunday, November 1st at www.nyctri.com. Then get ready to swim, bike, and run next July in the 2016 Panasonic New York City Triathlon. See you in the Hudson.
Welcome back to the action at the 2015 Panasonic New York City Triathlon. We're still out on the bike course with the women, and Alicia Kay has proclaimed, "This is my race. Catch me if you can." The head down, the legs pumping, and not a moment to waste.
Meanwhile, in the men's race, Cam Dye is in the lead with Ben Collins right behind him. We'll see if Ben can take advantage of his home court advantage here in New York City. He did go to Columbia University. This, on the west side of Manhattan, would have been his stomping grounds.
Collins number one, Dye number two. These guys have raced each other many, many times. They know what each is capable of, and I think it's just sort of a little game. They're getting clear. The other comes back up. It's gamesmanship triathlon style.
And on the women's course, Alicia Kay has blown away the competition. Lauren Goss is nowhere to be seen. She's about 2 minutes back at this point. Once again, Alicia Kay is the woman to beat in this race.
Put the women in the upper 23, 24 mile an hour range. The men will probably average somewhere 26, 27. So I'm sure at certain points coming down from the GW Bridge, they'll be over 40 miles an hour.
A moment ago, we saw Cam Dye in the lead. Now we see Ben Collins in the lead, once again taking advantage of this course that he knows so well.
Yeah, I think it's all going to come down. I think the bike is just setting up the run. I think that's simply all it is.
And let's not forget, they still have to chase Alicia Kay. She is still up there ahead of them with that target on her back. As we look at this beautiful Manhattan scenery here in New York City, we have the story of Gregory Dutton, a triathlete who's also the principal of New York City's first and only school to have a triathlon team.
My name is Greg Dutton. I'm the principal of Queens Metropolitan High School in Forest Hills, Queens. So 3 years ago, Eric Stein, who's one of our teachers here, he came to me and asked me if we could start a triathlon team, and I thought it was a great idea. And he's kind of taken with it and run with it. We have a lot of students doing it. It's been really great for our school. We're the only triathlon team in New York City, which makes it more special and unique for our kids.
The goal is every person that comes onto our team, no matter what shape they're in, no matter what kind of physical activity they've done before they join the team, they have to complete a triathlon. All right guys, back on the bikes, back down to the corner. We have a great group of kids. These are kids that aren't your traditional ball sport or glory sport athletes. These are kids that are in it for the long haul.
It's really fun to train with the kids. They have a lot of energy. They like to joke around. They also like to tell me they're faster than me and try to push me to keep working hard, and so it's good, and I know that I can't ease up because they're going to get better than I am. It pushes me to work hard.
We get to see him outside of the classroom and see that he's not there as just an authority figure. He's there for us, he's there with us. It's great to see that our principal supports this program.
It's surprising to me. At first, when he came to the school, I didn't think he would do any of this, but then once he joined, I was impressed.
I didn't actively recruit Mr. Dutton. It's kind of funny, you know, he saw what we were doing. I asked at one point, could he come and swim with us? And it was just kind of like a match made in heaven. He just, you know, kind of kept coming. For them, it's a blast, it's a treat. I mean, how many kids get to say that they, you know, can work out on a daily basis with their principal? They love them.
I know the coach always tells me I can do faster. I feel pretty good about it. I feel I've been training really hard. And the kids will be out there, my wife, my daughter, they'll be out there cheering me on, so I'm excited for that.
Ready? Metro on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Metro! I'm pretty certain if they had triathlon when I was in high school, I would have aced that course. Stay tuned, there's more Panasonic New York City Triathlon action after this.
The 2015 Panasonic New York City Triathlon is brought to you by Manhattan Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Group, providing orthopedic care to the greater New York City area.
And Manhattan Orthopedics, we've got 6 board-certified orthopedic surgeons who take care of essentially every part of the body. My specialty is sports medicine. This is my life. I've done many triathlons, including this one, although not this year. We bring to the table just a better understanding of the athletes and what they need and what they can accomplish, especially at this race, because this is our hometown, and we'd love to take care of all of our athletes here.
The 2015 Panasonic New York City Triathlon is brought to you by Animal Medical Center, advanced treatment, research, education, and devotion since 1910.
The Animal Medical Center is the proud sponsor of the 2015 AMC Doggy Dash, where dogs and their humans will run 5K together through Central Park and finish at the same finish line that triathletes will finish at. Expert veterinarians from the Animal Medical Center have already reviewed the health records of all participants and will be available on site during the race to evaluate dogs before, during, and after the race to make sure no one overheats or has a hurt paw, because that's what we care about most at the Animal Medical Center, your pet's health.
Welcome back to the action at the 2015 Panasonic New York City Triathlon. Our women are off the bike and out on the run. Alicia Kay blazing across 72nd Street. This is not something you see very often here in Manhattan.
No traffic on 72nd Street? That's right.
Not just one athlete running across town. Meanwhile, Ben Collins leads the men into T2, the bike run transition, and a quick calculation. The lead that Alicia has right now is just a little bit over 2 minutes. The men have really done a lot of work out on that bike course.
You really have to admire Alicia Kay and the job that she has done here. It cannot be easy to be out there all by yourself. In this heat, we are upwards of 90 degrees today, or will be, once midday comes. Meanwhile, Cam and Ben are able to work off of each other and work with each other.
Yeah, it really is. 2-on-1 is never fair, but in this case, it's the hunter and the hunted, and, you always want to be out in the lead, but you don't know how long it's going to be for. The men make their way across 72nd Street. Later on in the day, it'll fill with people cheering on their favorite athletes, but right now, it's all about that finish line.
And Alicia Kay has made her way into Central Park, where she has about a 5-mile loop around the rolling hills of this park. Now, this is where the race gets tough. It is hot out there. There's no water from the swim. There is no breeze from the bike. just these athletes in the pavement.
Cam trying to make a bit of a move. It's going to be more of the same action on the run that we saw on the bike.
And here you see the men going into Central Park, and this is once again where Ben Collins has the advantage, having been a runner at Columbia University. He was a swimmer there. No doubt he ran laps of this park as well.
His third time here at the New York City Triathlon. Cam Dye again with the mechanical last year on the bike, did not make it to the run, so familiar with the park but not familiar with it in the race scene, and here it's happening. About 4 miles, Alicia Kay has held them off, but the guys say no more. They've taken care of job one. Now the last job is, who's gonna get first? You or me, buddy?
And here we have the athletes. They are on the east side around 90th Street. They have the one sole straightaway of this entire course. The rest of this park rolls. The hills are not the longest, they are not the steepest, but they are unrelenting. And it looks like Ben Collins has pulled away from Cam Dye as he heads toward the finish line.
Makes that loop around Cherry Hill, comes down the finish line. Ladies and gentlemen, second year in a row, third time, Ben Collins, your winner.
Ben Collins, local Columbia University boy, has come home for the second year in a row to make good here at the Panasonic New York City Triathlon, and he is spent.
That's what it takes. Cam Dye coming in second spot, and you really, hats off. Second year running, Alicia Kay makes her way down the finish line. Once again a champion, just a little short on that equalizer format. Nice job, Alicia.
Coming in under 2 hours, this has been a race of steely-eyed determination for our women's champion, Alicia Kay. An incredible day of racing here in New York City with two repeat champions at the Panasonic New York City Triathlon.
Celebrating 15 years of triathlon action in New York City. Here's a recap of our podium. At the gold medal position, Ben Collins with his third win in New York. Silver medalist, Cam Dye, and rounding out the podium in bronze, Jesse Thomas. You're making this a habit, a defending winner, a win again. Well done, Ben. How about it?
This is my third time, third time on top of the podium here. I love coming back to New York. The people are just great.
Let's talk about the battle that you and Cam Dye. Last year, Cam out with a mechanical. This year, we're right together coming out onto the run course. Did that help you?
This was one hell of a race. I don't know that I would have caught Alicia without Cam there. You know, last year he got a flat, and this whole year it's been kind of like, what if Cam had been there? He's never done this race before, at least never finished. And when we were in the run, you know, he came past me in the first half mile, and he just kept surging, and I just kept clawing my way back. And I just knew eventually he was going to feel it, and it was going to be a surprise for him. And as soon as he did, I just took it. It was in the last mile, and finally he just had nothing left, and I took the lead and brought it in.
Here's your winner. Well done, Ben. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On the women's side, it was a hard-fought repeat win for Alicia Kay. In second place, Lauren Goss, and taking home the bronze, Felicity Sheedy Ryan.
Here with Alicia Kay, our women's winner, a second win in a row. We know you always want that equalizer win, but it was a tough day today, wasn't it?
It was absolutely a tough day. Cam and Ben made it really, really difficult to hold on, and they caught me around 4 miles, and I can't begrudge them catching me. They laid down a brilliant performance, but I think they had a faster Hudson than we did on the swim, so you know, it's still an exciting form of racing, and I like the opportunity to try something new and different, and it's just a great way to, you know, race against the boys, which is fun. It's an exciting race.
A true champion, Alicia Kay.
Thank you so much, Dave.
And it wouldn't be a race finish without the winners enjoying the champagne celebration up on the podium. The Panasonic New York City Triathlon always delivers.
The professional athletes aren't the only ones celebrating here in New York City today. Among the 4,000 triathletes at the Panasonic New York City Triathlon are age groupers who are out for glory of their own.
My name is Anne-Marie DeMonte. I'll be 75 October 2nd, and I've done 30 years of triathlons. It was in 1985. One of my clients, and he said to me, I'm going to start a triathlon here in Connecticut, and I'd like to have you do it. And I said, what's a triathlon? And I did my first triathlon, and I was hooked. I just loved it. And I've been racing ever since. I'm not exactly sure how many triathlons I've done over these years, but I think it's between 250 and 300. But I'm out there competing, and sometimes I'm the only one in my age group because of my age. So I kind of use the younger age group to compete against. I just had a 47-year-old told me it was hard to keep up with me on the bike. I look back now and I say, I can't believe I really did all this. You know, I did 22 Ironman altogether, and there's always the competitive spirit for the drive to win. I just don't want to give up. I'll do this as long as I can.
How do our happy finishers get from Central Park back to Riverside Park to reclaim their bikes and all their gear? Well, it's easy. They take a Janus pedicab. Global Asset Manager Janus, a longtime sponsor of the Panasonic New York City Triathlon, created the pedicab program to help support this outstanding community of athletes and spectators in a unique way. Thank you, Janus. The 2015 Panasonic New York City Triathlon is brought to you by Transamerica, official life insurance sponsor of the Lifetime Triathlon Series. Insurance for what moves you.
Janus, the official asset manager of the Panasonic New York City Triathlon. Here, a challenging landscape just means you need someone up to the challenge. Stick around, we've got lots more action from Central Park.
So today I did the entire New York City Triathlon with the Panasonic A1. So I did the swim, I strapped it onto my hand and made sure to get some good swift movements with the water. I had a camera on my helmet and on the stem of my bike. And then for the run, I had it right on my hat. It was amazing. I got so many compliments along the way, people calling me the camera girl and being like, what are you doing and how many great shots you're getting and what is the product. So the whole way you're shouting Panasonic A1.
Welcome back to the 2015 Panasonic New York City Triathlon. Carla, what a great day of triathlon action here in New York City and a great 15th anniversary celebration.
Absolutely. Alicia Kay had the unenviable task of holding off these two gentlemen, ultimate champion Ben Collins and Cam Dye, who gave him a run for his money.
New York always brings out the best in everybody, and like we said earlier, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Look at these two, the full measure, and there's our women's winner, second time in a row. She's going to get to the top of that equalizer one of these years.
She will. She has the look of a champion, the steel in her eyes. She wants it, you can tell.
As the triathletes behind us finish their day here at the Panasonic New York City Triathlon, it has been quite a day, Carla, hasn't it?
It's been incredible. It has been hot, hot, hot. It's what all of the athletes have been talking about. But the show went on despite the heat, and one runner I even talked to ran a 15-minute PR.
15-minute PR in these conditions, that is unbelievable.
We've only talked to a few runners out here today. It's really about the 4,000 people who are out here at the Panasonic New York City Triathlon doing their thing.
Everybody's got a story. It's been a great day. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage. For Carla Bruning, I'm Dave Ragsdale. We'll see you in transition. The 2015 Panasonic New York City Triathlon is brought to you by Panasonic, proud to be the title sponsor of the New York City Triathlon. Shop now at Panasonic.com.
Bollé premium cycling apparel made here in the USA. Proud sponsor of the Panasonic New York City Triathlon. Cliff Bar & Company, official nutrition sponsor of the Panasonic New York City Triathlon. Inspiring the adventure in everyone.
Stride, official clothing supplier of the Panasonic New York City Triathlon. The 2015 Panasonic New York City Triathlon is brought to you by Accenture.
Manhattan Orthopedic, providing orthopedic care to the greater New York City area. Manhattan Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Group.
Animal Medical Center, advanced treatment, research, education, and devotion since 1910. Transamerica, official life insurance sponsor of the Lifetime Triathlon Series. Insurance for what moves you.
Janus, the official asset manager of the Panasonic New York City Triathlon. Here, a challenging landscape just means you need someone up to the challenge.